If soil's not properly cared for, basically all the good stuff, all the life, the good life, the guys that you want in the soil, they're not gonna want to live in that environment anymore. And the health, when they get up and go, then the health of the soil will decrease. When the health of the soil decreases, then your productivity is going to go down as well. So Soil Land Food is a small independent company. We specialise in agroecology, which is basically like ecological farming. And we also work with farmers and rural communities to support them through change and promote building up their knowledge, their skills and their capacity as well. I've just recently finished a project planting out a diverse bunch of plants on a farm through the riparian zone, so along the waterways. So yeah, just adding some trees and some shrubs and just kind of trying to promote sort of like the wildlife connectedness from up in the forested areas in the mountains down through the farm property. We work with farmers and land care groups, so we've been doing a bit of work in the Upper Murray running workshops on soil health. And so we do the workshops and then we go out and kind of pay visits to farmers, do soil tests, kind of talk them through the whole process. And sort of just facilitate the learning around soil and help them contribute to each other's learning. So my top 3 things for how farmers can improve their soil would be, number 1, ground cover. So you always want to make sure that your soil is covered by something. It can be leaf litter, it can be dried matter from an old crop that you've cut down, it can be living grass, crops, whatever, but just if you can try to minimise the amount of land that you've got left bare to the elements, your soil is going to be healthier. So number 2, looking after your soil, I would recommend just making sure it doesn't get compacted. Like, it's just such a common issue that people sometimes don't think about so much. So that's, I don't know, driving a tractor constantly over your paddock. That's just gonna compress it down, kind of get rid of those air spaces and all that good stuff that you want for a healthy soil environment. And then the third thing would be to increase the diversity and abundance of living plants on the land. So I spoke a little bit before about just, I guess, revegetating those riparian areas, so the areas along the waterways. That's just going to bring in all the helpful bugs and birds and the wildlife that's just going to contribute to a healthier environment. But also just in terms of farming practices as well, just making sure that between maybe your cropping seasons, you've got maybe like a diverse cover crop going in, or even adjusting, like if somebody's got, you know, a grazing enterprise. Playing with the idea of adjusting to a diverse pasture, just diversity equals resilience.